Okay, so imagine like you're, running your online business, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're thinking, man, how do I get this thing into like, new markets?
Yeah.
But what if I told you that you could like basically just, you know, snap your fingers
Right.
and have it happen almost instantly, not weeks or months?
Oh, wow.
That's what we're diving into today. AI agents are already like, making that kind of stuff happen.
Wow.
So today we're going to be looking at some really interesting insights from JPool and 7AI. They shared this awesome piece on their TechFrontiers YouTube channel, and it's all about how, get this, deep research and operator AI agents are changing the future of work.
Yeah, I saw that video. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely caught my attention.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about deep research and operator agents,
Yeah.
how they work together as this dynamic duo to like basically get things done, especially in business.
Like a power couple of AI.
Uh-huh, exactly. We'll also look at a specific example of how they're being used for, you guessed it, e-commerce expansion.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting to hear.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll dive into some other AI-driven workflows that are being automated, like today. It's pretty wild. And finally, we'll wrap things up by discussing what all of this means for the future of work, which, from what I've been reading, could be really, really interesting.
It's going to be very different, I think.
Yeah. So let's jump right in. JPool and 7AI talk about deep research and operator AI agents as like, this dynamic duo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty accurate analogy. Deep research, it's like this brainiac always, always, always combing through the web like nonstop. Constantly learning, sucking up information.
Right.
And then you have operator, which is all about action, actually, putting those insights to work.
Like the doer.
The doer, exactly.
Right.
And what's really fascinating is this isn't some like, distant sci-fi fantasy. This is actually happening right now.
Oh, absolutely. This is real. This is now. And I think one of the best ways to really grasp this is to look at a real world example. And, JPool and 7AI, they actually use this great example of e-commerce expansion.
Right.
And I think that's something a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah. So can you like break that down for us? Like, how does that actually work?
Sure. So like imagine you're a business and you want to expand into new markets, right?
Right.
That's a huge challenge. Like you got to research all this stuff. You got to figure out who your competitors are, like what they're pricing at, how they're marketing. You got to set up accounts on all these different platforms, figure out logistics. So much. It's just a ton of work.
So much work, so much time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where deep research and operator come in. Deep research, it's like, think of it as your global market research team.
Okay.
It can identify promising markets that you maybe hadn't even considered. It can analyze your competitors' pricing strategies, figure out what products are in demand, in these different markets.
So it's basically doing all that legwork that, you would normally have to like spend hours, days, weeks doing. It's doing it in like a fraction of the time.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then operator takes all that intel and just runs with it, setting up shop for you on these new platforms, creating product listings with like AI generated descriptions, even suggesting marketing campaigns.
Wow. That's incredible.
It really is. It's essentially like having a team that never sleeps, always working to expand your business.
So you're saying like instead of hiring like a whole team of analysts and marketers, you could theoretically just use these AI agents to do a lot of the legwork, the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the potential here. It's not necessarily going to replace every single job, but it definitely has the potential to really streamline things, make things much more efficient.
Right, and especially for smaller businesses, that's huge. They don't necessarily have the resources to hire, a large team.
Absolutely. It really levels the playing field.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's not just about saving time and money, right? I mean, these AI agents, they're able to process like massive amounts of data.
Oh, way more than any human could.
Right. And spot trends that like we might miss.
Yeah.
And they can constantly like learn and adapt.
Right.
To make sure that your business is always like,
staying ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve, exactly. I mean, it's almost like having an unfair advantage, wouldn't you say?
Well, it is a significant advantage, that's for sure. But, it's also about making these really powerful tools and strategies accessible to everyone, not just, the big corporations with huge budgets. This technology has the potential to really democratize entrepreneurship.
That's a good point.
Allow individuals and smaller businesses to compete in a way that, frankly, just wasn't possible before.
So we've talked a lot about e-commerce, and it's obviously like a very clear use case. But J-Pool and 7AI, they mentioned that AI agents are being used in other ways as well. What are some of the other examples where this technology is starting to, make an impact?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of examples. I mean, customer service is a big one. You see those AI-powered chatbots popping up everywhere on websites.
Right.
And they're getting really good. Like, they can handle a wide range of inquiries.
Yeah.
They can provide personalized support, even resolve issues without any human intervention.
Right.
It's really impressive. And what that means for businesses is that their human agents, the real people, can focus on the more complex cases that really require that human touch.
Right. So it's not like replacing jobs. It's more like augmenting them.
Exactly. It's about working smarter, not harder.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about those AI-generated videos that are like all over social media these days?
Oh, yeah. That's another huge area. Platforms like, have you heard of Synthesia.io?
Yeah.
They're making it so easy for anyone to create professional-looking videos. Like, think about it. It used to be that to make a video, you needed a whole crew, a studio, expensive equipment. It was a whole production.
Right.
Now you can just script it, select a virtual presenter.
Wow.
And boom, you have a finished product in no time.
And they look pretty good, too, some of them.
Yeah, the technology is advancing so quickly. It's amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, it really does seem like this technology is becoming much more accessible. It's not just for, like,
Players.
the big players, exactly.
And the thing is, we're really just scratching the surface of what's possible here. Think about, business intelligence, data analysis.
Okay.
Deep research can gather all this intel on your competitors, track industry trends, identify potential threats and opportunities, and then operator can take that data and actually suggest actionable insights. Like, imagine being able to adjust your pricing strategy in real time based on what your competitors are doing.
Wow.
Or identify a new market opportunity before anyone else even sees it. That's the power of this technology.
Yeah. It's really mind-blowing to think about what all the possibilities are. So what do you think, like, the future holds for AI agents? Like, where do you see this going?
Well, it's hard to predict the future with certainty.
Sure.
But I think it's safe to say that AI agents are going to become even more deeply integrated into our workflows. They're going to get smarter, they're going to be able to learn and adapt faster, and they're going to be able to handle increasingly complex tasks.
So, like, they're basically going to become more and more like us.
In a way, yes, but ultimately I think the goal of this technology is to free us from the mundane and repetitive work,
Right.
allowing us to focus on the things that really require human ingenuity, creativity, empathy.
Yeah.
The things that make us human.
I like that. That's a good way to put it. So to kind of bring this all back to our listeners, like, what's the biggest takeaway you want them to walk away with today?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the AI revolution is happening now, and it's changing the way we work. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a business leader, or just someone who's interested in the future of technology, it's essential to understand how AI agents work and the possibilities they unlock.
Yeah.
It's no longer a question of if this technology is going to impact our lives. It's a question of when and how.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And remember, we just scratched the surface here. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the potential of AI agents. What other workflows do you think they could automate next?
Yeah, share your ideas in the comments below.
Let's keep this conversation going.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what you all come up with.
Me too. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya.